Tuesday morning at 10 a.m. on Facebook, YouTube, Voice of Stockton, and KXVS Radio. I will discuss relevant issues affecting animals and pet owners today, how to avoid common problems, and how to extend the quality of life for your cherished companions. As a community advocate, I will also discuss important social issues that affect our city. I plan to showcase organizations and heroes who are doing amazing things to help others. Remember to tune in every Tuesday morning at 10, starting soon.
This is Barbara Berrigan-Perea with Delta Flows, a radio show by the Voice of Stockton and Restore the Delta. This is the weekly radio show where we discuss everything Delta related: the environment, water management, water quality, farming, history and culture, public events, recreation, Delta food, and the arts. Tune into Delta Flows on KXVS, the Voice of Stockton, streaming live on Facebook and YouTube at KXVS Radio.
KXVS on 92.1. Coming soon.
This program does not reflect the views of KXVS management or KXVS, the Voice of Stockton.
Hi, this is Joy Neas with Behind the Art Scene on KXVS, the Voice of Stockton. And today my guest is Glenda Burns. She's a ceramic artist, and she's president of the San Joaquin Potters Guild. And she's a good friend of mine. I've been collecting her for years and years. Thank you, Glenda, for coming today.
Yeah, well, thanks for the experience.
Yes. So this is my personal collection. If we can get that on there. Hey, Don, maybe you can help me with this. These are magnets I've collected over the years. And there we go. So every year, one of my favorite things to do, my husband and I, we go to the Potters Guild show. And I think that next year it's going to be like the 25th anniversary, and we've gone to like every one of them. And I always see Glenda there and buy some of her magnets. I love the style that you have here with the
little flowers.
The little flowers. That's that's one of my favorites right there. And then you have like an abstract, your abstract. Style, drawing, kind of a squiggly line, and then there's some pieces that are they actually look like a little scene.
Yeah, yeah.
And this one I looked at, and there we go. All right, we'll get it on there.
No, this one.
This is Behind the Art Scene. There you go, your camera, Joy.
There we are.
Yeah.
That has a little scene. I love this scene.
And
I like
that one. It's cute.
I looked at that, and this one you actually signed on the front.
Oh, I did. Oh, okay.
So, were you particularly proud of that, or
no? I just if I think of it, I sign it. And when I can sign the back of it with a marker now with a Sharpie. Yeah, because I don't know if they're going to turn out, or it's kind of. I'll have to show you later how I put these lines in by hand, and so it's a little hard to fit my initials on that. I think sometimes it takes away from the design that's on there.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
So I love that. So how did you get started doing this style?
Well, in '90, I'll go back to that. When I started painting, and I did abstract paintings. That was I did it kind of in secret. Because, I thought of this story this morning, because I went to the Evolving Times Expo up in Sacramento, and there was a lady that talked about when you do art, you should do what you feel and not worry about anybody seeing it. So I started painting with inexpensive materials and stuff. So I thought painting was my thing. And when I was able to retire young, and a friend of mine said, there's a lady that gives ceramic classes she has a studio and she gives lessons, and let's go together. And I thought, well, I missed this person, so we went to the class together, and it was it's Jerry Ross now, but it was Jerry Fabiano at the time. So I learned how to throw there, and then my husband found a a kiln on sale in the newspaper for $800, a used kiln, and so we bought it. And my sister was a potter and a ceramic artist too, so she gave me her wheel. And I just, does that all fit together? So that's how I started. That's how I started. And just over time, I developed my own style and my own materials and techniques.
Yeah, that's one thing. I've been an artist for most of my life, and but really pretty much since I graduated from high school, and I always want to develop a style, and I don't know if I've developed one yet, but when I see your work, I know it's Glenda Burns. I know it.
Yeah.
How would you describe your style? What?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, I could show you how I do it. I'm trying to have. I like color a lot, and so the things that I make are kind of vessels for the paintings, kind of that I like to do. For a long time I liked having. Oh, see, I got to go back to all this other stuff.
Sure.
But for a long time I didn't know. I didn't know how to make the pieces so that you could see the design. These black lines that I have on there. And when I discovered that technique, then I kind of could go wherever I wanted to go.
What is that technique?
Well, I use it. I'll show you what I use. My whole process is I make the pots or the cups or whatever it is that I'm making, and then fire them. And when they come out of the kiln, then I use. I'll show you this. I use an applicator bottle like this that has a wax resist in it, and I draw lines on my pieces with this wax resist.
Okay.
Put glaze, different colored glazes. Over time, I've developed a palette of colors that go together. And I have there's like 24 different colors, and they kind of go together, and I keep them. So, and I mix colors because I was a painter. I'm comfortable mixing colors. So I have, so I kind of mix colors a lot. Yeah. Okay, so I've done the design, I put the colors on, and then I fire it. Now, when I fire it, all the wax resist comes off, and so there's just bare spots there. So I cover all of it with a clear glaze and fire it again, and then when it comes out, then it wherever there was, where the white lines were from the design, I draw black lines around it with a pen like this. I don't know. Here's the camera. A pen like this. So when you look at my work, and I'll hold this up. Should I do that? Should I do that?
It'll be next.
Oh, okay. It goes randomly around.
Yeah.
So over here. Okay. See the fine lines on there? I've drawn all those in by hand with this pen. Oh.
So when you do the lines, you've put that on with the wax resist, but then you're kind of outlining with the pen.
And the final step is to outline it with the pen, which takes the most time, but it's what I enjoy the most, because when I do that, the piece pops out.
Right. It's wonderful.
Yeah.
It's just wonderful.
Yeah. And then I fire it again. Now, what kind of, is that an ink or?
Well,
it's an ink I make with China paint, with black China paint, which is a powder kind of thing, and I mix it with gum arabic and a couple other things, vinegar and. What's that? This is where my head goes now. Anyway, I mix it with a couple other things, and then it has the right viscosity for ink. So
that's why how you're able to make all these wonderful drawings on your piece.
Yeah.
Can you show us what just recently you're getting into making almost like portraits?
I in the last year, they sell a commercial silk screen that you can buy, and you put it on your piece. Like I bought trees, and you put it on your piece, and you put an underglaze on it, and it fires into it, so you have an image on, a very detailed image on the thing. I thought, well, why couldn't I make my own silk screens? So I learned how to do silk screens, and so I came up with, I'll find one here. I came up with some Art Nouveau designs from a book. See, I don't see that. That'd be an example, and I thought it went really nice with my designs.
Oh yeah.
And then here's another Art Nouveau. See, because of is it there? Over here?
Yeah, there we go.
See the. Oh.
So what you've done there, you have your Art Nouveau image, and then you kind of have a border of your abstract.
And I do it the same way I do these magnets. I put the design on with the wax resist and put in the color, and then after this comes out, I put color on this as well, on the images, the Art Nouveau images. So
well, that's wonderful.
So
and I love these in particular, that if you look inside of the cup, you have color that kind of relates to the outside.
Yeah, sometimes I miss. That's a good thing about it's a low fire thing, so the colors are, I know what the colors are going to look like, and I know what goes with what. That's why my palette works with what I use. So I kind of use the same materials all the time.
So that really makes it attractive. You don't often see that when you're looking at ceramics.
Yeah, and then are we going? Here's another one.
Sure.
I thought this. Oh no, that's not the one I was going to show. There's another. Oh, this would be the Art Deco, more Art Deco style here. I don't know if you can't see that.
Okay, we gotta wait for the camera. There we go.
This is more. More of an Art Deco type thing. I like that. So when I find images that I like, I'm trying to make silk screens, but it's taken me, half the year to figure out how to do that, and I'm still not successful every time. There must be some secret that I don't know about it yet. But
so you're doing ceramics, but then with the silk screens, you also do some scarves.
Oh yeah, I do scarves. Yeah, I do that. It's the same. I use almost the same technique. I make scarves, and I use a resist. It's a water-based resist on my scarf. I get blank scarves from Dharma Trading Company, and so I make designs just like this, very similar to this, and they go over. People like them. I used to try to make more detailed things, but I don't have the patience to do that, because if you go over the line, it spreads and, it makes a big mess.
So, but do you outline them too, or? The resist parts?
I just do the same thing I do with this. I kind of scribble on, or I'll do leaves, or I'm just not. I don't have the patience to make sure I get in the lines. So I just paint right over the lines and don't worry about it. And it seems like people like them.
Yeah. So we don't have to paint in the lines.
No,
it can be outside of the lines. No. Glenda's very outside of the lines.
Yeah. And but should I show this other thing?
Sure.
I got some. They have this stuff that you can get now. It's a decal paper, and you can take photographs and make decals of these photographs. And they come out kind of dark, kind of a what is that called, sepia type of color. And so I've been experimenting with that, and what I came up with, it makes it look. This is, I don't know if you can see that. It's based on a photograph that I had, an old photograph that I had, nice. And I do all the same things. But then I go over it with the fine lines at the end, so that to me, it looks more like an original piece of art. So this is my thing I'm going to be working on, because I have all my grandparents and old photographs, and there's some real interesting ones in there. So I'm going to do a whole series based on these.
So was this based on one of your personal photos?
It's an old photograph from, I don't know if it's from the 20s or 30s or what, but it's an old photograph. It's not anybody I know.
Wow.
Yeah.
It looks, I don't know, just looking at it, it looks kind of Japanese. Or
Yeah. but sometimes it saves part of the features of the face, and sometimes it just all burns away. But I'm enjoying it because some of the pictures I've done are pictures of my father or my grandparents, and when I do that, I'm looking at their picture and, drawing these lines on, so it's kind of like I make a connection with them. So that's kind of a neat thing.
So are you making that available to that people could order using their photos?
Oh, I don't know. I haven't thought about that. That's too hard.
That would be wonderful. Okay, here's the photo, and you.
I know, but then it wouldn't really look like the person either. Because, look at this one. I mean, I don't know. It doesn't have a face on it.
But you can try it. See if it would go over.
Yeah. I bet it. I'm sure it would. I've had people requesting different. But it's hard to do commissions. To me, it's hard to do commissions. Sure. Yeah.
So you rather just like to do
what I want to do.
Okay. Whatever you want to do. Okay.
And because every time I try to do something, like somebody says, "Oh, I want this color," it never turns out right. I don't have that much fun with it. Yeah. And then I tried another thing. Let's see. I'm gonna see it. Am I showing too much of this stuff?
No.
I started another new thing this year, where I'm. It's this. I don't know if you can see that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where I. When the clay is still greenware, where it's still soft, it hasn't been fired yet, I put color on it and then carve out a design on it.
Because that looks, I just took a mosaic class.
Yeah, it looks like that.
And it looks very much like that mosaic look.
Mm-hmm.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, it was fun. It's fun.
All right, you need to do more of that.
See the swirl. I like that. But I can still do my same style, but it's just a different look.
Yeah, I like that.
So, and plus, I was playing with color like I like. And I guess that's all. Here's another one, another cup. Wait,
Here we are.
See, so I've got the swirls, and it's just a different kind of thing.
All right, hold these guys up.
Okay.
You got the knack with the camera here.
Oh yeah, I do a lot of leaves and flowers and stuff on my pieces.
All right, there we go.
Where? Here.
There we are.
That's what.
But
Joy, these flower ones.
looking at your magnets, and so you used to do heart shapes and the oval shapes and different shapes, and I said, I think you need to do like for ornaments and like star shapes and tree shapes. So I brought you some
a whole thing of Christmas ornament cookie
cutters.
Yeah.
So that's how you got some of your interesting shapes.
I know that tree came from you. Yeah, that was good. That started a whole new way of thinking about it. Yeah,
because I'm always looking for ornaments and different shapes for the holidays.
Yeah. So. Well, the ornament these are so easy to make because I can do these watching TV. I just they don't take up a lot of space. The other things are a lot more work. Yeah. But,
and one thing that's hard to bring, but I like those. You did a mirror.
Oh yeah, I do these mirrors. Yeah,
almost like tiles around the mirrors.
Yeah, I was real excited about that when I first started because I kind of made I coordinated the lines. So, so that it was a whole piece, but it was individual. There's 14 tiles on it.
That's
and right before 2008 is when I started making them, right before the economy tanked. And so I had to sit on them for a long time, but I'm starting to sell them again now. So
actually, I want one of those when I get my finances in order. But, so let's talk about the Potters Guild. I just learned you guys meet at the Goodwin Gallery.
Yeah, once a month. Once a month. Tuesdays, the third Tuesday of every month at 7 o'clock.
Okay.
Yeah.
And right now they're having you guys are having a show at the Goodwin Gallery.
Yeah, the Goodwin. We're the artists of the month at the Goodwin Gallery, and we were able to. We got a grant from the city of Stockton years ago. And we bought pedestals and some other things that we in a we've been things that we've been using all this time in our things. So most of the pedestals that are over there are from the grant that we got from the city.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
So we had a reception on Saturday. Yeah.
So, but there's still the show is up till the end of the month.
Yeah,
right?
until the end of the month. And if anybody were to buy anything, they can just go in and take it. Buy it and take it out.
Right.
They don't have to wait till the end of the year.
So, how many of your artists are in the show?
I think about 15 or 16. We have 40 members in our guild, and there's about about 18 maybe that are active. That come to the meetings, in and out, here and there. So
how much of the space in the gallery is for the show?
Quite a lot of it, because there's also some of our members also are there year round.
Oh, okay.
So we had to have space, but I brought down 3 shelves that we used, so we have extra shelving, and then we it takes up all. There's a lot of stuff in there.
And you have
a lot of good stuff.
Every month, the Goodwin Gallery has featured artists.
Yeah.
So you have that one wall that's for like the featured artists.
Yeah.
And then a lot of the work comes out onto the floor. So, so you have a really nice selection to choose from.
And things in the window. There's 4 or 5 things in the window. 2 big things. There's big things and small things. We have ornaments for sale too that people.
Yeah, I saw some of those. So.
Yeah. It's a nice show.
So one thing you were talking to me about, and I thought I was up on everything. So the Potters Guild started Visions. Visions of Clay. Visions of Clay. What is that?
It's a juried show. It's a international, I think, or national anyway. I don't know how they are now, but. We had it at UOP in their the first year we had it. The first 2 years we had it at UOP in their exhibit space, and had big prizes. $1,000 for big prizes anyway. And it just got too much. And we really liked having it. I mean, we've got a lot of people. It was a beautiful. Both of the two. I think we had 3. They were beautiful shows, but it just was too much for us.
Sure.
As small as we are to handle that. So we gave the, like rights to it, I guess, to Delta College, and then we give an award. We have an award in our name that goes to them.
So how did you switch from UOP to Delta?
Well, we just didn't know what to do, because it was an established thing.
Right.
Visions and Clay was an established
UOP
thing that artists were sending their things to. So we just offered it to Delta.
So UOP.
I don't know. I don't remember. It was a while ago. It was a while ago.
Yeah, I don't remember that.
Yeah.
So I have seen it at Delta College, so that's really nice. And it's open to outside artists, to other areas.
I mean, there's a lot of people. It's a national show now. Yeah, it was then too. We had people, but mostly it was Bay Area people that brought their things down here because the prizes were so great.
There we go.
Too. Yeah,
and I just love that your. We always call it the Potters Guild show, but at some point, and you guys would you were telling me all the different places. I remember going to the Central United Methodist Church,
right.
And you said it was at the Scottish Rite and at UOP, and it traveled around for year to year. But then you guys have stayed pretty much at St. Basil's. And then you added, now it's called the Fine Art Show.
Fine Arts Festival.
Fine Arts.
Yeah.
And you added a lot of people outside.
Right. We decided that we needed to have more people, vendors, to come in, and so we opened it to other art forms. Rather than just ceramics and glass. And because we include, there's glass artists in our group too. Yeah. Because it's like fired arts kind of thing. So, yeah. Anyway, so but we've had, just a variety of people. You never know what's going to be there at the show.
There are one of my favorites of not local artists, but is Barbara Sebastian. And
yeah, she likes to come to our show.
Every year I would go and see her at the Craftswoman show in San Francisco, and then she started coming to Stockton, so I didn't even have to go to San Francisco to see her. But I just love seeing her there.
Yeah, right.
And I think she also I can't remember her name. She brought another woman with her, a ceramic artist. She does like the fired bowls. They're in shades of kind of indigo.
Yeah, I don't know her name. No, I can't remember her name.
So she was someone that was at the Craftswoman show too.
Yeah, she's been with us a couple of years. Yeah. We've had a lot of local artists, and some artists from Sacramento, because some of us do shows up with the Sacramento Potters Guild up there too. So, which reminds me, there's going to be a second sale. If that's off the subject, but on January 13th, there's a second sale at McKinley Park in that. At everybody knows the name, but I don't know it. It's that center there.
Is it in Stockton?
No, it's in Sacramento.
Stockton.
At McKinley Park.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's really, people line up a block to come in there because there's artists that they sell their stuff, really nice things. Sometimes it'll just be stuff they don't, they've had for a while, they want to get rid of it, so they have really reasonable prices on things, and it just lasts from 10 to 2. Yeah. So I sold out one year.
So the Potters Guild is going to...
Some of us are in it, yeah. There's 3 of us that are in it, so... Yeah, or 4 of us. 4 of us are going to be in it this year. So we're getting to know those people too. Potters are nice. That's the thing that I think all of us enjoy about the Potters Guild, is that we're all good friends, and so that's a nice thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to talk a little bit. We're talking about Louis Tancredo, and I really always enjoyed seeing him at your show. He had his potter's wheel, and he was throwing some pots, and would give a demonstration. He would always give of his time, and
he's a nice guy.
So you said he
recently passed away. Yeah,
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, me too. He was nice, real nice guy.
Right.
I don't know how old he was now, in his 90s anyway. Yeah.
My husband and I, we were just talking about him. So
they have a couple of his pieces over there at the gallery. I think it's
at the Goodwin.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
So if you know Louis Tancredo, go to the Goodwin Gallery, and you can see some of his work.
It's not very many, just
Sure.
But there is. Sure. I think somebody's probably bought a couple of them too.
So, I need to go check that.
Yeah.
And I also remember Maxine Dalbin. She would come and have some.
When they had the weaving.
The weaving.
Yeah. I wasn't involved at that time. Okay. Yeah. So I just started in probably 2003 or 4. Yeah, I didn't start showing until maybe
forever.
2005. Yeah.
So you were talking about a special event coming up, a pit fire.
Oh yeah.
What is that?
Well, that's they dig a hole in the ground. We were lucky. We had Eric Struck. There's a. What is that called? Well, anyway, he sells clay, but he would have his bulldozers dig a big pit for us, and we'd all bring wood and materials to burn the thing. And what you do, you wrap I mean, that's a long process, but you have to do it a certain way, and people put their pots in on the bottom over sawdust and cow's dung, and because we had people that could collect cow's dung, and there's just different chemicals that would make different colors. I'm not a person that does, because I made these things, and I don't they don't match my things, so I don't have them for sale. But anyway, they build this big pile of wood, all these different like things people brought from their garden, big pile of wood, and then they set it on fire, and it burns overnight, and then you come back the next day, and then your pots have black. If you see these pots that have black on them or different colors, that's done in a pit fire. So we're having one in Escalon this year. There's one of our members has a farm out there, and so we're going to go out there and have it out there.
So which member?
Vadina Beard.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I hope I got that right. I just know Vadina and Valinda, they're sisters. So they live in Escalon.
We always go out and visit our friend Lorena. She has right now. She's doing. She had a thing called Christmas at Grandpa's Barn, and her. So they have this beautiful barn, and they have all these people that show their crafts. And then she's also done some farm to fork dinners and different things. She's in Escalon, and so we enjoy going out there for that. But that sounds wonderful with the pit fire. Is that what comes out of it? Is kind of like raku?
Yeah, it's kind of like raku, except that you'll see people know different chemicals and things to put. There's a whole variety of things that you can put on it that creates a color, like salt and just a lot of different things that'll create, sometimes there's blue on them and sometimes there's orange, and just be a little flash point of a color. It's fun to unveil them, and see what's left after they've burned down.
But when I saw, I think they used horsehair. And they put it on, and then it made almost like
that's all these people do.
Kind of black lines.
Yeah.
That was just really interesting.
Yeah, that is interesting. Yeah, there's there's different like what I do is real different from what everybody else. I don't think there's anybody else. There's nobody else in our Potters Guild that do that. Most everybody does high fire, or
what do you mean?
Well, like mine, the hottest. I don't know even what the temperature is, but mine is I fired a cone 06, which is. It's hot, it's like 1,836 degrees, but almost everybody else fires to cone 5 or 6, and some fire to cone 10, which is, 2,000 something degrees. So, but see, I'm not, most of the people in the Potters Guild know a lot about glazes and traditions and all that kind of stuff, and I just never was schooled in that kind of stuff. I just went off in this other kind of direction. I
think you've really blended, made it accessible, made it an art form, like you were saying, kind of a vehicle for your artistry,
for the painting.
So I think that's your gift. I just love seeing that.
Yeah, it's fun for me. It makes me. A lot of people say they have my cup at home. It's their favorite cup, and that's I can't charge. I mean, I'm not talking about but I can't charge what it takes. Well, I guess like any artist, they can't charge what it takes you to do it. But it's a reward that it's part of people's lives, and that it's something that makes them happy. So,
very good.
Yeah.
And you used to make would do some of the bowls for the soup supper.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
So
that's when I was connected with Jerry. I'd make them and decorate them at home and send them in. Anyway.
I think I have some of your soup bowls.
Oh yeah, yes. You probably do. Probably do. Or there'd be years that I had all these different, because I try a lot of different things, and some of them, I'm like, oh, I don't like that so much, or I like it, but it doesn't fit anything else. So I donated a bunch of things like that. Yeah. A bunch of different styles and things like that I had tried, experimented with. So
yeah. So we gotta hunt out Glenda Burns, all of her pieces out there. One time I was my husband and I, we loved going to the foothills, all the little towns, and we were in an antique store, and so I've followed a number of artists through the years, and there was a little piece, a carving, a little hummingbird, and I said, "Oh, that looks like a Miles." And Miles Greer, he was an artist we would buy from, and there it was in the antique store. And I said, "Oh my goodness, I have to get that." So I rescued his piece out of the antique store. But maybe I should go look and see if any of your pieces are.
Yeah, I know. So my sister got discouraged. My sister's a ceramic artist too, and she got discouraged because she'd see one of her pieces in the secondhand store. That was hard to take. But recently somebody told me that they picked up one of my pieces in a secondhand store. So, so I guess it's happening.
Was it in Stockton? Or?
I think so, yeah.
I got to go look. I just love the way your style has kind of evolved and changed and grown and everything.
Yeah, it would be boring for me if I kept doing things the same way. Yeah.
And people are always, they want to, see new things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right. And I was going to say something else that I've enjoyed about pottery it's good for discipline for me because there's certain steps when you're making things. You have certain things you have to go through. You have to do it a certain way, and it has to be perfect in a lot of ways. And so I'm enjoying how I've developed my craftsmanship, through the years. I mean, it takes a long time to do it, but I feel confident and comfortable with the craftsmanship of my work now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so that's been an accomplishment because I'm more like, throw things together kind of thing. And so this has caused me to be real disciplined about what I do. Yeah,
So you've kind of worked out your own style, What?
I mean, I was talking about throwing. I'm talking about throwing and constructing.
But all your processes, you've almost like inventing, kind of discovered.
A lot of
what works, what doesn't.
Yes, yeah.
From trial and error.
And you run it. You know how that is as an artist. You run into that all the time. Just you're going along fine, then all of a sudden you hit a wall. It's like, oh shoot, I've been doing it wrong all these years. Anyway, I'm going to be. My next thing I'm going to be working on is I'm going to be the featured artist in August at the
good one.
At the good one, yeah. So I'm going to try to. That's my next big goal to get ready for that. Yeah.
All right. So we'll see
paintings and stuff like that.
A lot of your new pieces.
I hope so. I hope so. Yeah. Because did I tell you already about that? What my theme? Now, if it doesn't come out, this is my goal. I'm gonna base the whole thing on using these old photographs that I have of people, and I've got a few abstract paintings I've done that are based on. So if I don't make new ones, I still have those to show. Plus, I'm going to do them on the pottery. So.
And then you can have
Encaustics and stuff too.
And your silk scarves. And
I'll have those. Those are there all the time. No, I'm not going to do anything special with those. They're just going to be the same.
So you said Encaustics. You do Encaustics.
Yeah, I do. I learned how to do Encaustics.
So what do you? Are you making portraits with that? Or?
That's what I think I'm going to do. Use the photographs and then have I don't know how that's going to work out, but I'm working on that one. Yeah.
Charlene Martin? Yeah. I think she does a lot of the Encaustics.
I saw her stuff in Lodi.
And she did a whole series of oak trees. And,
yeah, those are nice.
She does a lot of plant life. I think she's done one about flowers. So
it's going to be, it's going to be a learning curve, but I kind of want to get it because I really love to paint. Are we close? I really love to paint.
So can you describe what an encaustic is?
It's wax. It's colored wax. They sell colors, and then you mix it with a beeswax and. See, I haven't worked with it for a while, but there's a whole process that you heat up the wax and then paint it on your board,
Right.
and then anneal it. You use a heat gun to make it so that it's hard.
Oh,
Yeah.
so now, but the wax, like underneath the wax, there's the image, right?
Yeah, no, you can put it on top too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but yeah, because what the wax, I don't think there's any clear wax, that's really clear. So it gives it kind of a smoky kind of feel. Kind of a.
But instead of just like plain wax, you're going to have like a printed image or a painted image.
Yeah, I'm thinking of a printed image.
Okay.
I've done a couple.
So would you put the wax on first and then the printing, or the printing first?
Well, the one I did that turned out, I had some encaustic work done on it, and then I put a copy of the photograph on it, and then built up around it and added things to the encaustic the wax on the outside that tied in with that photograph. So there was encaustic, forms on the sides that matched the photograph. You'd have to see it.
Yeah, I gotta see that.
Yeah. Like I said, I have had one successful, so it might be something that won't show up at my show, but I'm going to try.
You need to show the process.
Yeah.
Show the art process.
Yeah. So anyway.
So with Jerry Fabiano, was that the only class you took, or?
I took when I used to be an elementary school teacher, and they had art for elementary school teachers, and I took half of it was a ceramics class, so I took that for, and that was neat. I learned how to throw a little bit there, and it was just fun because I went with my girlfriend and we did some things. And then my sister did ceramic work, so she tried to teach me how to throw too, but I never got very far. And she helped me a lot with using the underglazes for color. She taught me a lot about that. She introduced that stuff to me. So those are the three. And then and the other thing, I don't know if that relates, but every year we go to a big ceramic conference. I've gone 3 times, and other people in the Potter's Guild have gone, tons of times. But it's real interesting because of the diversity. People come from all over the country. It's called NCECA. It's National Ceramic Educators. No, it's National Conference of Ceramic Educators. Oh, I should know, but it's called. We call it NCECA all the time.
So where is it?
This year it's going to be in Pittsburgh. Last year it was in Portland, and the year before it was in. That's my brain. Well, anyway, Kansas City.
So it's a national conference.
It's a national, and people come from all over the world. You meet people that come from Australia, but they have classes and that you can attend, and then they also have all these venues all over the towns where they show, all over the city where they show work, and you can go on tours.
Oh, wonderful.
And it's like 100 different venues that you can go in, and it's just amazing the diversity in ceramic art. It's just.
We should have that in Stockton.
I know.
Okay. Potter's Guild.
Well, you can see
Let's arrange this.
You can see it down at the Potter's Guild. I mean, all the work that's down there is different. Everybody's got a different.
At the Goodwin Gallery.
Yeah.
On the Miracle Mile. What's the address?
I don't know.
I think it's
across from Tap Plastics.
I think it's 1902.
Yeah.
Just right next to the Saigon restaurant.
And they're open from 10 to 4, Tuesday through Saturday.
There we go.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah. But anyway, that NCECA, we're going to Pittsburgh this year.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
So I was wondering when you said about the pit fire, are the artists, are the ceramic artists going to be selling those pieces? Or?
Probably. Yeah, it depends. I probably won't be selling mine, but but they'll probably be selling theirs. Mine. I don't do the process like there's a coating that you're supposed to put on it, and then you're supposed to burnish it.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't ever do it right. So mine. In the past, they peel and the stuff falls off. But I just don't put enough labor into it. But like some of our members really make beautiful, beautiful things from that.
So who would you say is really interested in that?
You mean you want me to say names?
Yeah.
I don't know. Kathy White, Jane Burns, Linda Osborne, Pam Ackles, Lena Jones. Anyway, they're all Potter's Guild members, you know.
Right.
Yeah. So anyway, they're
That'll be interesting to see what they have. And
Donna Samuelson. Yeah.
So do they all show at the Potter's
they're all
the Fine Art Show?
Mm-hmm.
At the Fine Art Festival.
Oh yeah. No, they don't all show.
No, they don't.
No,
Okay.
but mostly they do.
So what are some other? Do you have other sales during the year? Or?
No, I have other sales. I show up at Columbia in September, and that's a real nice show. And more of us are going. So now, and so there's 4 of us from the Potter's Guild that are lined up now. Because this is another story. My dad used to be a painter, and he used to have this one spot at that show, and he can't do it anymore. So they gave me his spot. Well, and then the other girls asked to be next to me, so there's 4 of us in a row.
So we just went to Columbia. So what? What is the show?
It's I don't know. It's a fine arts show, and it's all fine arts. It's nice.
So it's the streets of Columbia.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I'll have to let you know.
Yeah,
I think it's the third.
Me.
It's either the second or third weekend in September. I think the second. It was the 17th or something this year.
Yeah, we went there. We ended up going to their posada. So many people. And they all had little candles, and then they had. They actually had a little. Burrow and a real life burrow, and someone dressed as Mary and Joseph and a real baby, and then some little girls dressed as angels.
Oh, nice!
They were on top of the roof on one of the buildings. It was wonderful.
Oh, nice! That's a nice place. I know they have one event every month there. I think through their Chamber of Commerce. Different people are in charge of their events that they have out there. That's the way I understood it. But I was going to tell you, I also do the Peace and Justice thing in December, and I do up in Sacramento. They have a show at the Potter's Guild up there has a show at the end of October. So I do that show.
Yeah. So you were at the peaceful holiday fair.
That was very nice.
Yes. So I've been seeing you all around.
Yeah, I know. Every place I go, I see you. Yeah.
Well, it's been wonderful talking to you, Glenda. And
I hope. And didn't I go on and on, didn't I?
And you had so much to say.
I did.
and a lot of stuff I didn't know. So I really appreciate you coming.
I'll
and showing your work. And this is Behind the Art Scene at KXVS, the voice of Stockton. I'll see you next week. Thank you.
Okay, thanks.